It's September 20th, 2024, and I'm with Mr. John J. Jeckovich, World War II combat vet, and we're reading his book, Their Mother's Sons, and we just came across to chapter 18 and page 523. This is the 316th docu-series, and this chapter 18 is Delwood Ballroom in Delphine. This is where he meets Delphine, and later he becomes married and stays married for 69 years. Mrs. Jeckovich, Mrs. Delphine Stulak Jeckovich, passed away on 2020 on August 14th at the age of approximately 90 years old. And before I start reading your book, Mr. Jeckovich, what's your dog tag number?
42069.
Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion, 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War I. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Today is a gift. Is there anything you want to say about Chapter 18 before I start reading?
No, go ahead.
Do you want to start reading?
Huh?
Do you want to read?
No.
We got a bunch of text messages, but I'm going to hold off for later. But do you remember the magazine called The Yank? The Yank, Y-A-N?
Oh, yeah, the Yank, yeah.
Okay. I was reading some articles on The Yank, and this is the most popular subject by young combat soldiers, right directly out of the Yank magazine. This soldier is 19 years old. The war is winding down in Belgium. Hitler's on the verge of suicide. And this young American Army combat soldier said this, and many said the similar thing in the Yank. Did you read the Yank?
Huh?
Did you read the Yank magazine?
Yeah.
This is what he said, and I found this quote in many other pages. Here's what he said. He's from Brooklyn, New York. He's just about 20 years old, 19 still, right, 20 years old around the corner, and the war is really winding down. He says, it's almost over, and I'm almost home, and I'm scared that maybe, just maybe, a lucky shot will get me. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
And I don't want to die now. They went through all this hell, but one sniper.
That's it.
The war, I don't want to die now, not when it's almost over. It's almost over, but you still have a lot of snipers and trees, and there's still little Nazis floating around. I don't want to die now. Do you know what I mean? That's what he was asking the reporter of the Yank. So a lot of these guys, when the war was dying down, almost to the end, they were still snipers, they were still, rebellious people.
They were still going out with patrols or everything.
They still wanted to kill the Americans.
Yeah.
That was on number one on their list. So that was interesting, because I remember you brought up that subject a couple months back about it's winding down. I don't want to take a bullet to the head from some rogue sniper. Some rogue sniper. So that was that. And you're looking well today, Mr. Jeckovich. You got a haircut yesterday. You got your nails.
Got my fingernails cut.
Fingernails cut. You got fancy new clothes on.
Fancy new clothes.
How was your breakfast today, Mr. Jeckovich? How was your breakfast today?
Good. I had a good breakfast. Yeah.
All right. You're looking
7:30.
well. You're looking well. You sure are looking well. Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100 years old. And interesting fact, if you're 40 years old now listening to this, you have a 10% chance of making it to 100. It's a tough road to get there. It's a tough road to get there. Mr. Jeckovich has been beat up, stabbed, shot, bombed. You name it. It's happened to him. He's still doing good. He could read the newspaper without glasses. You shake your hand and knock you to the floor. Only thing they gave out was his knees. His knees gave out by a couple reasons, maybe 3 reasons or 4. He jogged for 80 years, so that takes a toll on your knees. He had a parachuting accident where he hit the ground hard, and he has frostbite, and he has trench foot from being out in the snow for so long during World War II. So he's been through it all, and we call him Super Soldier here. And he takes a licking and he keeps on ticking. So you've been through it all, right, Mr. Jeckovich?
No?
You've been through a lot of different things, haven't
Oh,
you?
yeah, well, most of the people did, yeah. Most GIs did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, interesting fact, there were 16,400,000 young men and women participating in World War II. 16,300,000 are dead, either from the war or old age or any type of disease. There's approximately 100,000 left. Most of these young men and women are in their late 90s or early hundreds. Late 90s, early hundreds. But the interesting fact, there's only 7,000 World War II combat veterans left. World War II combat veterans, only about 7,000. And we're losing them at a rate of 135 per day.
Whoa.
So do the math. Time's up soon. Do the math. Time's up soon. So if you have any questions for a real World War II combat vet, two bronze stars, Purple Heart, shot in the shoulder by a sniper, shrapnel still in his leg, text us at 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. And as we say in Defusky Island, South Carolina, text us at 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. And so that's an interesting story. Is your book for sale, Mr. Jeckovich?
Oh?
Is your book for sale?
No.
Is Mr. Jeckovich's book will never be for sale. It's just still sharing the memory of World War II. And as I said, we have over 300 docu-series. And so you can pick those all up on how you're listening to it now. One of his books is being placed in the World War II Museum in New Orleans. But this is not anything to do about selling a book. We don't do that. We're just sharing Mr. Jeckovich's World War II experience with a combat experience. And it's an interesting thing, the pain and the horror that these young men seen. Bodies being blown up to the left, bodies being blown up to the right, liberating POW camps and Holocaust camps. And when you were releasing Breaking the Chains and you and other people of the Holocaust and POW camps, what they tell you not to do?
Don't feed them.
Don't feed them. Why is that, Mr.
Because their system is deteriorated.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. But these guys, these World War II vets in the last 2 years traveling around Mr. Jeckovich, meeting a lot of these young men. Well, they're not young men, they were 18 or 19 or 17 then. Some of them even lied about their age at 16 because they wanted to fight for the country. They wanted to fight for the country. Even at 16. Honorable people. I don't know what the hell we got today, because as I talk to these World War II vets, many of them are forgotten. Many of them are forgotten, right, Mr. Jeckovich?
No,
Many World War II are forgotten. Families, forgotten.
Yeah.
And so you could take a bullet to the shoulder, you could take a bullet to the leg. That's painful. But the most painful thing is being elderly and being forgotten. What we call so-called families, they're not families. They're not families. They're into their own little world, doing their own little things, and if it involves time and money with a World War II vet, they run and hide. They'll abandon you. They'll abandon you like a rat on a sinking ship. Most cases, not all, but most cases. They'll abandon you like a rat on a sinking ship. So everyone's so busy with their little life, but that little life means nothing. Their life means nothing. Abandoning these World War II vets and making them invisible is harder than taking any bullet. The only thing that could have been worse is death. And this is going on, as I noticed it, all over the place. And these so-called families, they're not families. A great young, the last of the hippies told me, and I didn't understand, 20 years ago, he says, this guy just travels all over the United States. He's a hippie. He's got a heart of gold. The world was just too cruel for him. Ate him up, killed him in his 30s. And he basically said, strangers treat me better than family. I didn't understand that, but I understand that now. Your friends today at this age are your family because your family has basically abandoned you.
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Jeckovich?
Yeah, that's right.
2 of his sons, we don't know if they're dead or alive. We haven't heard from them in over many, many years. He's got a daughter. We don't know if she's alive. We haven't heard from them. But they all abandoned. So what is really the family is your friends. Because what you think is your family when you're growing up and everything is all wonderful and beautiful and there's no problems and there's no time to invest in each other only on a friendly basis or recreational basis. Everything's just great. But when it involves time and money to be with an elderly person, they run. They'll abandon you like a rat in a sinking ship. And then you could go down a level through grandkids. That's not too good either. Everyone's busy what they think is important in their life, and it's not. They think whatever things they're doing in their little tiny lives is important. It's not. The most important thing, if you're a true family man, if you're a true honorable man, if you have true integrity, you visit the elderly. You visit the World War II vets. You visit the World War II vets. And the reason why this is coming forward now, because I see so many great comments about Mr. Jeckovich, and every single one of them come from direct strangers, people we never heard of. One that touches my mind, can I have that one that came in today, please? That comment that came in today, please?
Oh yeah, hang on one second.
Give me a minute. The one that came into my mind about complimenting a World War II vet is a young fella in Paris, France. He was standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, pointing at the Eiffel Tower. Never met Mr. Jeckovich before. A complete stranger. A nice young man, I guess he was in his 30s, maybe 40s. And he's videoing, pointing at the Eiffel Tower. And he went on for like 15 minutes. I don't have all his words, but the summation of it was, he's saying, thank you, Mr. Jeckovich, for you and all your other combat vets liberating Paris. Wasn't Paris in Nazi control for 4 years? 4 years, You ran the bastards out. And he's saying, thank you, Mr. Jeckovich. And he went on in a great speech about how this Eiffel Tower is here today because of the American combat vets' freedom. And it was a very moving speech this young man gave. Now I'm trying to think of any relative, I'm trying to think of any American or anybody that ever said anything on such great regards to a World War II combat vet. There's an interesting one came through today, and this is from a very nice guy. His name is Jaden Worth. And this came in 8 hours ago. We're not going to read all of them. We're just not going to. But I'll give you an idea that what you think is a family, you think you have sons and daughters when you get old. Many, many times it's an illusionary notion. It's an illusionary notion. They disappear like rats from a sinking ship. And like what's worse than taking a bullet to your shoulder, your leg is in your back, is being invisible. Is being invisible, is being unwanted. That's the worst pain out of anything that you could imagine. And I've seen this with so many World War II vets when their so-called families are hiding out. So you must remember your good friends are your families. Your good friends are your family. So here's a nice thing from, oh, you're wearing a nice tan sweater that day. You're looking really good. Well, this one came in. It says, "Thank you, Mr. Jeckovich, for your service, sir. I know you weren't an officer. You weren't an officer, correct?"
No.
Jaden Sworth says, "I know you weren't an officer, but I use sir as a term of respect." Now that's wonderful. He uses term sir as a term of respect, and he knew you weren't an officer. "You are among a league of incredible and honorable men who served your country and will never forget the huge price you paid to keep us safe. I cannot thank you enough. War is ugly, output of mankind. But you, sir, are an absolutely beautiful reminder that we are much more than the violence as people. We are much more than the violence as people." So that just came in 8 hours ago. So there's so many people that are understanding what you're saying today and what you're doing, and they're appreciative of your term. But your own so-called family, they're gone. Who the hell knows where they are? They're little things that they do, shopping or vacations. Believe me, they don't matter. That stuff does not matter. Does not matter. Here is what matters. Look at the picture. If it wasn't for these World War II combat vets, you'd be speaking German right now.
Here's what?
If it wasn't for the World War II American combat vets, these people might be speaking German right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hitler wasn't stopping. He was moving on. He was moving on. And so how shallow and so many of these relatives lack empathy. It's disgraceful. It's disgusting. And just about every World War II vet I spoke to is invisible to their family. What a way to leave this earth. What a way to leave this earth. This is a mortal sin by making these vets be invisible. How horrible. So we're here to celebrate Mr. Jeckovich's almost 100 years, celebrating a beautiful job he did on his book. And we're going to keep on reading. There's nothing more we can do. We're going to keep on reading, and we're here to the end of the road. We are here to the end of the road. Yeah. We're not going to concerts. We're not going to ball games. We're not going on these so-called stupefacients. We're doing something important. We'll let Mr. Jeckovich tell his story. So we're here to the end of the road. To the end of the road. You know, getting old is not for wimps. I can tell you that, right, Mr. Jeckovich?
Right.
Getting old is not for wimps. It gets harder every day, right?
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, it gets harder every day. And expensive. You're like a human cash register.
Yeah.
You're a human every time you turn around.
Yeah.
1,000 here, 10,000 here. A lot of young people, I hope they take note of this. Someone told me a few months back, they said, when we retire, they tell me, we're going to have let's see, they said they're going to have $1 million in the bank in their house, bought and paid for, free and clear. And I told them, point blank, I would not want to be you. I would not want to be you, because $1 million in the bank and having your house paid and clear at 65, if you have a major illness, and if you want to stay at home, if your knees are blown out, you need 2 people to care for you. They'll need to take you to the bathroom and take you to showers, cook for you. They need to do everything. 2 people around the clock. Figure it out. It works out, do the math. It works out to be $37,000 or $40,000 a month. So if you think you could do this great task, this great accomplishment, by saving $1 million, you didn't, because in 2 years you'd be broke. You'd be totally broke by having around-the-clock care of 2 people. You'd be totally broke. You'll outlive your money. That's the biggest problem. People outlive their money. And when you go to 100, that's another very difficult task. Many people could outlive their money at before they get to 70. they can outlive their money. It's a known fact. And then if you think, oh, I got this illusionary notion, I have 2 great sons and I got this daughter and they're just wonderful people. They're like saints in my mind. But when it's time to put in money, when it's time to put in 6 and 8 hours a day, where are they?
They're going, yeah.
Where are they?
Oh, yeah.
Don't hear from them, right?
Yeah.
They abandon you like a rat on a sinking ship. And this is not uncommon. This is common to all the World War II.
Well, I'll spot you. You didn't abandon me, huh?
No, it's not about me.
Well,
it's about those who didn't.
All right, okay.
It's not, nothing's about me. It's about you and those that haven't cared and haven't done nothing. That it's not about me. No, I understand what you're saying, but it's about those who ran and abandoned Mr. Jeckovich like a rat in a sinking ship.
Look at J.K. Delphi says, "Where's J.K.? 10 years he never called us.
Yeah.
10 years he never called us."
And what kind of family is that? So I'm getting back.
And he was man of the year.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Man of the year.
in Time magazine or something?
At man of the year in Niagara Falls.
I'll be damned. I didn't know about that, but how?
He was well known there.
Yeah, well, how about someone taking care of your father? And when you don't take care of your father or you don't take care of your mother, how do you get up in the morning and look in the mirror and put that toothpaste on your toothbrush and brush your teeth? How would you do it? Are you just a sociopath with no empathy? And the rest of the days are beautiful? How would you do it? So I guess we're saying today, blood families are basically gone to most of these World War II vets. These blood families really don't give a shit. They don't care. But it's your friends that are actually your family. It's your friends. Like Mark Hall said, strangers treat me better. And like I said, I didn't understand what that young boy was saying. He traveled all over the world, and I don't know, I probably bailed him out of dozens and dozens of states. He was just a hippie playing the guitar, and the government didn't like it, the local police, so he got arrested, no big deal. I mean, but he's dead now. The country and the world was too cruel for him, and it ate him up. But he said that to me. I never understood what he was saying. I never understood what he was saying, and now I do. Strangers treated him better than his own family.
7 minutes.
Strangers treated him better than his own family. He was quite a character. He's a beautiful kid, and he called me daily with great respect. And I helped him out any way I can. But on the road, it's not easy. Where do we see him sleeping? Mr. Jeckovich, we see Mark Hall sleeping under bridges. We see him sleeping in fields in Oviedo, right?
Yeah.
We see him everywhere. Heart of gold. Kicked up, spit up, and torn up by this world, by this country. And the reason why they say that, because this was a great kid. These World War II vets are great people, but being forgotten, being invisible is worse than pain than taking a bullet. It's worse pain than witnessing all the horrors you've seen during World War II. It's worse pain than freeing some of the Holocaust victims and POW camp victims, and the horrible things you've seen was painful. But today, at almost 100 years old, these World War II vets are forgotten. They're invisible. People and family would go pet a dog on the sidewalk and walk right past a World War II vet, right, Mr. Jeckovich? Isn't that true?
Right.
That they care more about dogs?
No, they had a meeting today, this afternoon for World War veterans here.
I don't know about that. I have to.
Yeah, they line all these veterans up, either combat or not. Line them up and they give a token and a handshake. That's it. I didn't go to it.
Well, not after how you've been treated.
Huh?
I need to investigate that. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
That was today, yeah.
Okay.
How much more time on this?
5.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Try to gather that documents right now. I'll wait. there's gotta be documents at the front desk.
Okay,
I wanna see that. I wanna see that.
okay.
All right, so we got 5 minutes left. We're gonna read Mr. Jeckovich's book, chapter 18, Delwood Ballroom and Delphine. Get all the data you can on that. Just then I noticed Valerie emerging from the building, and my adrenaline began to quicken at her sight. Oh, this is Valerie, which was your,
Should I wait till after this is done?
yeah, this is Valerie, your Arthur Murray dance instructor, right?
Huh?
This is Valerie, your Arthur Murray dance instructor.
Yeah.
So what happened then? You can tell us. I don't even want to read this paragraph. What happened when you went to surprise Valerie? The last time you seen Valerie, what was going on there?
With Valerie, the dance instructor?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're friends.
Well, tell us the story.
Friends were Yahoo friends.
So you went there to surprise her. You parked your car blocks away from the dance studio. Now what did you see?
No, I wasn't at the dance studio. I was going to her house. I stopped the car. I said, what's the 2 cars there in front of her house?
Uh-huh.
So I stayed there for a while, and somebody come out of the door. It was a young man. Another young man coming. They're all laughing and giggling, and here comes Valerie.
Uh-huh.
She was with that crowd, so I turned around and left and never seen her again.
You never seen her? No, never called her again.
I know.
What a disappointment. And that was your Arthur Murray dance instructor, right?
Yeah.
That is so interesting. That is so. Did you learn to dance though?
Huh?
Did you turn out to be a good dancer?
Oh, I was?
Yeah.
I was an instructor. Yeah, I was an instructor. I didn't tell anybody I was an instructor. No, I didn't tell anybody I was a dance instructor.
What kind of dances were you taught?
Foxtrot, rumbas, sambas, jitterbug.
Was your
Most of it
wife,
was just foxtrots.
was your wife Delphine a good dancer?
Oh, yeah, she's an excellent dancer, yeah.
Was
She
your
couldn't
mother?
cook, but she's a good dancer.
You
But
love
that was taken care of.
You
That-
love to throw that cooking story in, and tell us what happened. How'd your beautiful wife Delphine become a good cook?
Well, I got my mother. I said, "Mom, get a hold of Delphine, teach her how to cook. She's killing me." So she took her in hand, and Delphine took her good naturedly. And in 6 months, she's making dinners for breakfast,
No kidding.
Thanksgivings, and everything else. She loves to cook.
So your mother was a good instructor,
Oh yeah.
and your mother must have felt very wanted for her to teach another person, another younger person.
That was the
to
best thing for my mother too.
Oh.
My mother was alone. My father's passed away at 43.
43.
So she was a great company.
And so,
Delphine was a real lovable person.
oh yeah, she had no enemies. How many minutes out of this? I want to talk about something else.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Tell us a story about all the real estate agents couldn't sell your house. How did your house get sold? I like this story.
Oh, the 36th Street Orange Avenue?
3063.
We had it for sale, and we were looking for sales. They were talking about with the people coming and looking at it. And Delphine said, I'm going to go to the bakery and get some donuts or whatever, some donut and coffee. She went there and she said, well, I sold the house. I said, what the hell do you mean you sold the house? She said, the guy was in there looking for a house. I said, well, I got a good house on 36th Street Orange Avenue. And she took him there and she said, hey, this is beautiful. I'm buying it.
And that was a full price too, right?
Yeah.
And so, how long did it take you to get moved out?
I stay about 2 months.
And then, when you were moving out, what happened then?
Well, Ricardo said, John, your truck hit my telephone line and that's an inconvenience for me. I said, well, call the telephone company, tell them to put it up. I'm not going to go up there on the pole, put the telephone line up for you.
So you were trying to move out, but what was taking place as you were trying to move out?
And it was snowing then too. It was winter
Just under a
time.
minute.
It was
What?
snowing then too.
Yeah, but what was taking place? You were moving out of the house, and these people were trying to budge in to move in.
Yeah, well, no, I had a tractor trailer there. I didn't have a moving car. I had a tractor trailer there, and the guy was parking, and he didn't see the line there, and when he hit it, he said, I hit that line. He said, well, I'll tell him about it, but get a telephone company to fix it back up in 20 minutes.
Wasn't that hard though to be moving out when people were trying to move in?
Oh yeah, that's what we had. This guy was after he bought the house. He was trying. I said, "Give me a chance to get the hell out of here." And he's got butts all over the damn cellar floor. I said, stay away from here for a couple of days till I get out of here.
What'd you say? Give me a chance to get the hell out of here.
No, he's bumping into me, bringing in stuff and snow and making everything slippery.